Devan Edwards, aka Devan the Connector.
What's up, beautiful people? Let us know where you are watching from. Today, we're going to be talking about the 3 ways to create clarity. So, if you are in a place in your life and you feel like, what's going on around me? What's happening? Like, help, help. Go ahead and drop clarity. We're going to share some takeaways from our journey on how we have create clarity and you know just in short, if you're ready for the spoiler alert, the more you are authentic and the more that you are faithful on your journey and the more actions you take, it is the more clarity you create. So I just want to go ahead and tell you, you got the answer in the first 60 seconds, but there are some practical things that you can create to for the people who are like us, who are like, I just get to experience, like I want to experience clarity. I want to live it. I want to feel so clear, so aligned, so congruent in my life. These are some things that we have done and that we do in order to be clear with who we are, what we're doing in life, why, just clarity all around our lives in every pillar of our lives.
Indeed, indeed. So, 3 ways to create clarity. Zay, what are your 3 ways to create clarity?
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna like piggyback, we're gonna like go back and forth. But I would say my number one way to create clarity is to ask yourself what matters to you. And
Mm,
whenever you decide, like, hey, this is important to me, this matters to me, you get to believe that it is worthy for you to live out that belief, live out what
yeah.
matters to you. So, my first thing I would say, create clarity. Like, for instance, you know, sometimes we get too smart on our journey in any field. We've been doing it for a while and it's like, oh, I know this. But a lot of times, if we really just slow down, and I don't want to go too much into the next part, but definitely trusting that the things that matter to you are important and are purposeful and can create meaningful interactions, meaningful contribution to other people in life. So I would say the first thing is to ask yourself what matters to me and believing that it is significant enough to be important. That's the number one that I would say is like the foundational for me in order to like know I'm on the right track of being clear. Like, okay, let me use some examples. So I remember, like, even sometimes I'll be super transparent with you all. Like, I've been creating content for a while. Honestly, I think I've been creating content since like 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's like 7 years. 7 years. And I haven't been like super. I mean, I've done it like for periods of time, but I wasn't like super aggressive. Like, I wasn't the people who did it every single day. But honestly, it was because like when I see the people who went viral, they were either entertaining people or being funny. And I'm like, I ain't nothing to play with, honey. I ain't no joke. So I'm like, I want to talk about serious stuff. I want to talk about real stuff. And so I really wasn't clear because if I had the clarity on what I had to say matter and what I'm doing matters, and it's a contribution of the world, I would have actually, you know, found other people who talk more about it, and whether they look like me or not, just believing that personal development, self belief, um, it's a contribution and it matters. So that's what I mean. Like, that's my example of being clear. Like, and even in these past 7 years, I continue to talk about this. Even whenever I was doing TikTok stuff, I still found myself doing something that was more educational, something more thought provoking. And so just really knowing that this matters to me. Self mastery, it matters to me. So, but believing and being faithful and like, hey, this matters, this is important, and actually giving my all, limitless self to it. Like, no conditions, no doubts, but
Yeah.
just trusting that what matters to me and believing in myself enough that, hey, this is going to make a difference. What's
Yeah. That's
yours,
tough.
man?
Yeah. For me, it's like it's not like it is. What it is us clearly defining goals and expectations. So this has helped me all my life, to be honest. When implemented, and often it is implemented. So it's like creating clarity by defining goals and expectations. And put in the chat. Do you like to be confused? Do you like to be too confused? Put a no in the comments if you like, if you don't like to be confused. No one likes to be confused. Confusion is the enemy to clarity, and confusion can literally hinder your progress and slow down your productivity from the beginning of your day. Like, just because you
Mm,
didn't like set in motion, okay, set in your mind, set in motion, and even set on paper. This is what I get to create today. This is what I get to do today. And so you don't even move. You don't even move in a productive manner. You don't even move progressively because you're confused. But sometimes it happens to people throughout the day. Like, this has happened to me before. But like one thing we get to do, especially as leaders, is we lead ourselves by taking small steps. You know, small steps to the staircase of success, as they say, or something like that. But what works is literally breaking down, like, because of course we all have big visions, we have big picture goals and all that stuff like that. But we want to break it down into smaller, more achievable targets. So we start building that habit and start building the confidence in taking those smaller steps, and then it's going to allow us to have a clear understanding of what needs to be done, and being specific about and in some ways realistic, and sometimes relentless about how that gets to be done. But very being specific and clear about what the goal is and what gets to be done, pretty much.
mm,
Yeah, that's for me.
yeah. Defining. So technically, y'all are actually gonna get 6 ways, because I think like what it's
Yeah,
yeah.
that part.
So yeah, so number one is definitely asking yourself what matters to you and believing that it is significant. Number two is defining your goals around, like, what do you want to be clear about? Defining your targets. My next way, which would technically be number three, we don't know how to count, is creating thinking time for you to get clear. So after you begin to define, like, hey, this is the vision that I see, hey, this is what's important to me, next, take thinking time to reflect on your journey. You get to take time with yourself. Again, like, I believe like everything is about self mastery, everything is about um our journey with
Yeah,
ourselves. And so when you create that thinking time, it's a moment for you to sit in sit in, so you can get out of that confusion. Like, sit
yeah,
in your emotions, sit in your thoughts, sit in your beliefs, challenge yourself, journal it out, get stuff out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then that way you can think yourself to an answer. So creating thinking time where you're coaching yourself on what do you want to be clear about. That's what that thinking time is for. It's literally silence, whether it's in nature. I mean, but sometimes I will say, even for myself, I use walking as a distraction. Like, yeah, I may be in nature, but I'm still not. My brain is still subconsciously helping me walk and breathe because I'm trying to catch my breath while I'm walking. But
Yeah.
create space to where you're sitting by yourself. Sometimes it can be a dark room with a candle, like romanticize it and create thinking time where you're actively making your brain think about this matters to me. Why is this? How has this shown up in my life since I was a kid? Like me talking, me being in front of a camera, I've always known that I was supposed to be in front of a camera. So like how can I make all the pieces fit, like this over here, this over here, like how can I make it fit so it just works streamlessly and with my strength. So use that thinking time to process, use that thinking time to reflect on your journey, like what got you to this moment, what are your strengths, what are your abilities, what are your interests, believe in that and process it and put it together. Like you have the authority, you have the permission to put your life together, and you do that
Mm.
in number 3 with thinking time where it's undistracted, no notifications going off, it's just you, a piece of paper, and you writing. Or I mean, if you are developed enough, you can have a blank word document or something and you can type it out, but with no notifications popping up, and it's you, your thoughts quiet, with a candle. Now I wouldn't even put no background. Like get that uncomfortable with yourself to where you can literally focus and create clarity. Like ask yourself the provoking questions you need and use things from your past, your journey, your life, your strengths, your abilities, your capabilities, your talents, your
Yeah.
interests. Use all that in order to make it make sense for you. But you need that in quiet, unsolicited, undistracted thinking time.
Yeah, big
What's your
facts. It reminds
oh
that on your part, it actually reminds me of it's like regenerating yourself. It's like regenerating your identity, regenerating what you're all about.
Mm,
And it's like it's so like it's so regenerate. The regenerative is the word that comes up for me because it's like you're kind of like nourishing your mind, your body, like your whole system. It's like a system reset. That's what I'm hearing. What you're saying when you say
mm,
thinking time, because I mean I experienced that yesterday. Taking some time, like silent time, and it's like it was really it felt like I was just healing. To be honest, it was like regenerating. It's like, but my brain was still working, but it
mm,
was it was like it was forming, it was reforming, and it was just like it was very less. It wasn't too stimulating. It wasn't overstimulating.
mm.
It was like the right temperature, so to speak. I don't know the other word would be, but yeah, that's fine. And yeah. So my number 3 was it? No, it's my number 2, right? Your number, so, yeah.
Yeah, your number
Yeah,
2.
my
Well,
number
this
two.
is
My number
technically
2.
number 4 because
Yeah, crazy. This is
we're gonna
crazy.
change the title on this. So if you see 6 ways and we were saying 3, just
Yeah.
this is life.
So it would be transparent communication. Yes, that's the second way. So transparent communication. So having open and honest communication, um, because no one likes to be misunderstood. No, wait. Do you like to be misunderstood? Put in the chat. Put in the chat. Do you like to be misunderstood?
No,
No. If it's a no,
no.
put in the chat. Put no. Put no.
And I want to say though, it's okay to be misunderstood because whenever
Oh,
we have different perspectives, it actually creates not more, even more depth in our relationship, but also it creates like further understanding. Like when two people misunderstand each other, I feel like we have it so wrong in society. We thinking like, oh well, I can't like
yeah.
you or you're different, so whatever. I'm not dealing with you. Like you're wrong, but it's not really that. It's like it challenges us to be like, why do I think and why do I believe what I believe? And is it effective? Is it in contribution? Is it me being right? So I'm sorry, I just thought about that, but
Yeah, no,
proceed. What
that's
were
good.
you
That's
saying?
good because the
Transparent
thing,
communication.
yeah, because it follows on from clearly defining your goals. Because once you clearly define your goals, you have an understanding of what you're trying to communicate. You have an understanding of what you're saying. So now having that honest and open communication is actually going to eliminate the misunderstandings, and so
Mm,
it's going to allow for the information like to flow freely within yourself, within anyone that you want to communicate this to. Let's say, for example, well, you need your VA to do this, but you actually need to know what you want to create first.
Mm-hmm.
If you want your tech team to do this, but it's like you be open and honest. Like, I don't know how to do this. You know how to do this? You know, it's one of those things. So it's like establishing that and like expressing concerns, sharing ideas, providing feedback. Because
Mm-hmm.
one thing that works is that Zay and I do this every day. Literally before we start work, like we're literally communicating, having discussion. Like, okay, saying, how did your day last night go? How was your day
Mm-hmm.
today? What's your ideas for today? What you can make creating? Do you have any feedback on this? Da 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 da. And it helps us gain clarity because
Mm-hmm.
we're in an environment where we need to be clear because there can be distractions.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to center ourselves so that the distractions they can dissolve around us gradually. The way once we strengthen that. So yeah, it gets to be effective over time. So communication is what I say.
Yes, yes. So number five, my number three, is seek evidence. Look for
Ooh.
proof around you. So this is also going back of what I was saying. When you have thinking time and you prove to yourself, like, you know what, this is part of my purpose. This is only I can do this. Only, or I am supposed to use my strengths, my energy to contribute to this because I have evidence. Like I keep experiencing the same things in my life. I keep getting in the same opportunities to make a be a service or contribute or use this part of me, use part of my mind or use my energy, whatever, use my voice, and it keeps showing up. So seek evidence that your clarity, again, is significant. Those are the words that are coming for me. And also, instead of looking around and comparing ourselves to other people, or you know um like try to be wrong about failing. I mean, try to be right about failing or not being good enough. Use the evidence that and proof that other people have. Oh man, this person did it. Like, oh, this is what this person did. Oh, okay. So I thought that I could just do one video and I would be famous, but no, like this person has actually. This person went to school for
Mhm.
marketing and video. So yeah, they just started, but they had tools, they had resources, they had skills that I'm learning now. You know what I'm saying? And you're not using it to tear that other person down, but you're also giving yourself a measure. You get what I'm saying? You're not just willy nilly like, oh, I'm supposed to go viral because I did my hair and makeup and I did this cool video. It's like, but did you know the skill? Did you know the scoreboard? Did you know what was required? Instead of just doing, you know what I'm saying? So use
Yeah,
the
yeah,
evidence to your benefit. And you can use evidence again with other people's experiences, but you can also use the evidence from your own personal journey. Like I've always been great at being put on the spot and to talk, right? And I know it influences people, and so I get to use that. I don't get to run from that because I'm blessed with it. So seek evidence and use it as proof that you're clear, like what you're getting clear on is significant, it's meaningful, it's purposeful. And use it for proof. Use it for your benefit and not against yourself.
yeah, yeah. That's really good. That's really good because it's like it's just funny because if someone did it, of course you can do it. It sounds so simple though, but
Yeah.
we get to tailor it to ourselves. We get to see, okay, do I see myself in what was
Mm,
created here, not in
yep.
the person, what was created here. It's like,
That's
can I create?
good.
Can I create? Can
That's
I create
good.
that? Yes, you can. That's the answer. The answer's already there, but you just have to ask yourself the right question. So yeah, that's powerful, babe. That's good.
Thanks. And
And
what's your
so
number
there's
6?
our number 6. It is, what is it again? Oh yeah,
Culture?
fostering a culture of clarity. What do I mean by that? What do you mean, Devann? What do you mean? Okay, so whether we like it, know it or not, we seek a community, we seek a culture where we can do what we feel and want to do, but also contribute as well. And creating clarity by fostering a culture of clarity. This happens within the groups that you occupy. This happens in maybe your environment, the family you're around, wherever you work, wherever you create, wherever you communicate. There are certain things that get to be prioritized and valued, and anyone that you're in contact with gets to know that as well. So this is like everything put together. Being clear and concise in your communication, like encouraging others to do the same, and encouraging others to be clear with you in the way that you get to be clear with them,
Mm-hmm.
and encouraging others to prioritize and value what they're doing so they don't disrupt what you're doing. It's like really creating cohesion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to encourage collaboration and teamwork. You want to encourage contribution. You want to be in contribution. Share ideas, get ideas from anyone around you, even in your waking life, because this is what in the long term, this is what will not only create clarity but allow you to be more productive within yourself, but in society in general, and really be a leader by your example and be around others that are leading by example. Because you know what, one thing that's when sometimes the reason why we lose clarity is because we're we're surrounded by people who are not clear themselves.
Mm. Yeah.
And sometimes if we don't strengthen our clarity enough, if we're not constantly creating clarity, the other person's lack of clarity is gonna brush upon you. You're gonna take it vicariously. I forget. It's not
Osmosis.
there's that's the one. It's like you're just gonna take it in because you didn't evaluate your energy around what you wanted to prioritize and value. You didn't create clarity around what you wanted to prioritize and value. So that's why it's so important to prioritize and value what your goals are, how you want to communicate, how you want to. By being in the right communities and cultures is a long-term play, so to speak, to do that, to create clarity. So yeah, I just want to share that.
Yes, this is so powerful. We shared 6 ways for you to create clarity. Go ahead and share what was your biggest, like, oh wow, like I'm doing that right now. Like take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes right after you finish this video and implement one of the things that stood out to you. And we would love to hear like what's working for you. And also what are some other strategies and tools that you use to create clarity? Also, I mean, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but we host workshops where we support you to actually create clarity in your life. We have one coming up. It'll be this Thursday. But again, I don't know when you're watching this video, but definitely reach out to us and see if you can and make it your business to attend one of our workshops. The next one we have is called Unleashing Clarity. And we go deeper, and we in our workshops we don't just talk about the concepts, we actually work with you. That's why I love us being accountability consultants, because we actually do the work. We do the work in our workshop. We're not just training and teaching you because you already have all the answers. We just help you facilitate and get it out of you. So at the end of our workshop, you will have what you came for. And we have processes to support you with that. We would love to hear your biggest takeaway, and yeah, let us know if there's anything we can do to support you. If you like topics like this, go ahead and subscribe, because we're going to be definitely doing more lives like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can DM us, and we will see you at our workshop so we can work with you and go deeper.
Yes. So answer the just
W
answer the yeah. Which one of the ways are you going to create clarity? Share it in the comments with us. Again, subscribe and join us in unleashing clarity at www.totalfreedomnetwork.com/clarity. Join us and we'll get you going. We'll get you getting clear on the ways that you're going to create clarity. We'll get you clear on those goals, as expectations, aspirations, all of that good stuff, so that you can move forward with purpose and intention, with a plan. Okay, because it's a bit uncertain out in these streets. So we get to be clear about ourselves. We get to be clear about our direction we get to take in life. So
Absolutely.
we'll see you there.
Yep. So go ahead, implement one of these strategies, and we will see you on the next
Mhm.
video. Talk to you later.
Yes. Take care.